Shalom, 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 family. Happy Sabbath to you all, and welcome to another Sabbath class. I'm Brother Ananias.
And Brother Yakub.
Brother Ezekiel.
And we are A.O.I, the Awakening of Israel, and it's an honor and a privilege as always to be able to come before you, brothers and sisters of the nation of Israel, and so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, to give you another edifying lesson to be uplifted in the spirit, but for us to be able to gather together as a family as always. You know what I'm saying? Before we get started, we want to give all honor, glory, praise to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, Yahushua being his son, who the world ignorantly calls Christ. But through his strength, sacrifice, and example, we are all able to be here today. And we just want to thank everybody for tuning in, especially you brothers and sisters who are diligently seeking the face of the Lord on a daily basis. You're reading, you're studying, you're praying, you're fasting. Hey, keep doing what you're doing, knowing that your work is not in vain, that your labor is not in vain. Why? Because we learn, we study, not for ourselves, but for our brothers and sisters. So we can be instant in season, in and out of season, to be able to give an answer for the things that we believe in and the things that we know to be true. And tonight's class is called The Christian Church Manufactures Fruitcakes, Sexual Deviants, and Criminals. And it's going to be taught by the mighty brother A.O.I. So when the brother load on up, he's going to take over. But nonetheless, as always, like we said, it's a privilege and it's an honor for you brothers to get online tonight. We appreciate everybody, especially you brothers and sisters who be putting in and sending in your arms to help push this truth. We appreciate that as well. All praise to the Most High for that through his son. And we're gonna jump right into it. We're gonna deal with it. So we're gonna welcome the brother A.O.I on. Shalom, King.
Shalom. Shalom, brothers. I don't know if you can see me or not. Shalom, brother. Yes, sir.
Shalom, brother.
We're gonna shalom, brother. All the brothers.
Hey, flip the camera one more time.
Hopefully the phone gonna. Hopefully the camera gonna get caught up. It's a little bit behind. It's lagging behind. Y'all see me okay, or y'all having a little difficulty?
You kind of upside down.
Upside.
Well, pardon that, Israel, you know what I'm saying? We got a little technical difficulties, but nonetheless, we're going to continue on, you know what I'm saying? Like we were talking about, the title of tonight's class, as you can see, is called The Christian Church Manufactures Fruitcakes, Sexual Deviants, and Criminals. And a lot of our people they might find that offensive and whatnot, but it's the truth. And being in this truth, you can't hold your tongue no more. You know what I'm saying? We can't turn the other cheek and let things just continue to happen. Because that's the reason why the situation is where it is right now, where you got your brothers and sisters all the way out of order. Matter of fact, somebody give me Psalms 82 and 5 right quick. Psalms 82 and 5. Because we keep turning the cheek. We keep turning a blind eye. We keep playing the naive role like we don't understand what's going on. In fear of man. But we don't understand what's going on right now. It's the reason behind it. Somebody bring out Psalm 82 and 5 right quick.
The book of Psalms, chapter 82 and verse 5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundation of the earth are out of course.
So because our people don't understand what's truly going on, besides what they see on the TV and social media and what they've been taught throughout life, they still don't quite understand what's going on. And because of these things, the foundations, meaning everything on this earth, is out of course, out of its original design purpose. You know what I'm saying? They got men wanting to be women and women wanting to be men. That's out of order.
That's right.
They got it set up where a man can marry another man, where a woman can marry another man, and nobody says nothing. You know what I'm saying? In the church, in the media, and these other nations, mainly Esau, so-called white man, been putting these things in the media for I don't know how long. You know what I'm saying? Even from back in the day with Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what I'm saying? But today's society, they throwing it in, and we all know it through the Disney Channel, the movies, the cartoons, the TV shows, and you can't turn on a commercial or the TV without seeing some type of wickedness where they pushing some type of homosexuality. You know what I'm saying? And you see it at your jobs. You can't say nothing about it because you'll get fired or reprimanded for that. You know what I'm saying? These things are pumped through the church. Through the so-called Christian church. You know what I'm saying? Where the people say being a Christian is being Christ-like. You ain't never read nothing in the Bible where Christ was trying to be with another man. You never seen him saying, hey, go and sin more. He said, sin no more.
Right.
Right.
You know, but this world is going completely opposite, contrary to what he actually speaking on. So because of these things, we walking in darkness, and the whole earth is what? Out of course, out of order.
Upside down.
Exactly.
Right.
Just like they tried to bring the brother in on the class, man. They brought him in upside down, filling for this class, man. Just so
That's right.
You the right side up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey, we go test.
We gonna pass it back to the brother, man.
Hey, we go test stuff up. Hey, we go test stuff up, man. You know, we finna wreck some stuff. You know what I'm talking about? When we get done with these folks, they stuff go be upside down. A lot of stuff go be right side up like it's supposed to be.
That's
finna
right.
put their crap to it. We gonna put their crap to an end, man. They lives, man, it came to an end, man. Cause we on the scene. That's why. That's why they lives and came to an end now. So we here now. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do what we supposed to do to make sure our people get this understanding, man. And gonna shut them clowns. We're gonna shut their stuff down. We gonna throw a monkey wrench on everything they got going on, man. We gonna throw a whole doggone trunk full of monkey wrenches off and everything they got going on. We ain't finna let these lies persist no more. We here. We back now. We back. That's right.
That's right.
Y'all get used to it. This the new normal right here. Brothers out here bringing the truth to our people. That's the new normal.
That's right.
Get used to that. We ain't gonna stop. We got a job to do and we go do it. Because we've been waiting on everybody else to do the job and they ain't been doing anything. They just been serving themselves. They just been feeding themselves. They ain't been feeding the sheep. But these sheep finna get fed. We out here to feed.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
All right now.
That's right.
You got a job to do. You know what I'm saying? We left off a couple of weeks ago. We was talking about what the so-called church, Christian church, what they doing to our people, the destruction that they doing, they're wrecking our homes, they're wrecking our people, they're wrecking everything. They're turning our people into, they turn our men into girls, they turn our women into wannabe men. They ain't doing nothing but destroying us at every turn, man, every chance they get. Everything they're doing to bring our people on our knees. They're bringing our people down to our knees because we ain't had nobody to stand up for us and bring the truth to our people and revive our people and give our people that strength that we supposed to have. That we should have got this from childhood up. Because we haven't been getting that, we've been weak and our enemies been kicking us while we down. We finna give our people that strength that we should have got from a child, man, get that growth spurt, man, that we should have got, man, when we was children. Now we go force feed this thing to our people. We gotta put an IV drip on our people. Whatever we gotta do, we're gonna get this to the knowledge and this here word, this food to our people. We're gonna get this nutrition, this sustenance to our people, no matter how we gotta do it.
That's right.
So now, what I would like to get into is part 2 of what we started a couple of weeks ago, man. So I want to pick up at this time around is the violence aspect of what's going on with our people, man. What's following all these false religions, what's following all of these demonic practices, what's it doing to our people, man? What it's doing to us, and what it's called, it's creating an environment where violence can flourish. You know what I'm saying? With violence, like self-destruct type violence, where you violence upon your own self, you violent to your own people, you violent to your own family, you violent in your own home, you violent to everything that look like you violent to everything that you come from. You know, inside of a body, like in medical terminology, like inside of a body, if your body was to do that same thing, then that thing would be considered a cancer. And that cancer would eventually kill the entire body because it's turning on itself. The body is attacking itself and turning on itself. There's all kinds of different medical conditions that could be, used to describe that. But one of the things that is like a cancer. When the body turn on itself, that's what we've been doing as a people, as a nation of people. We've been turning on ourselves like a cancer, man. And that's caused by, we've been being in the unclean, filthy, unsanitary environment. And that environment is the USA. That stands for the unhealthy, sick ass. We've been living in the unhealthy, sick ass all these years, and that's caused us to be like a cancer on our own people. But we got the nutrition that our people need, the vitamins and minerals that our people need to get healthy so that we can be cured of all these ailments that we've been suffering from. Now let's go, let me take a look at what's been driving all this violence amongst our people. What's been driving all this violence amongst our people, amongst ourselves. Like I said before, we've been following a demonic practice called Christianity. And that demonic practice got our people, or the demonic practice of Christianity is white supremacy. And that got our people hating everything that they supposed to be about and loving everything that our enemies is about. So we twisted and we backwards. So let me just say this right here. Let me take a look at, let me get a few scriptures to show something. I want to get a couple of scriptures here. I think I'm gonna start off with, let me go to, I guess we can start off in Ezekiel. Somebody get the book of Ezekiel, chapter 8, verses 9. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna get that scripture. I'm gonna get that. Y'all chill. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna go to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 8, verse 9. Let me do that. Y'all be cool. Book of Ezekiel, chapter 8. Book of Ezekiel, chapter 8, verses 9. I'm gonna start at verse 9. And I'm gonna take it all the way to verse 18. It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 8, verse 9, all the way to 18. All right. And he said unto me, go in and behold the wicked abominations that they do here. All right. This is a vision that the brother was having. He was having a vision, and the Most High was showing him something. And during his vision, he was seeing all kinds of things to let him know what's going on with our people. I'm reading it to y'all. Reading it to everybody. We start at 9 though. And he said unto me, go in and behold the wicked abominations that they do here. So I went in and saw, and behold, every form of creeping things and abominable beasts, and all the idols of the house of Israel portrayed upon the wall round about. And there stood before them 70 men of the ancients of the house of Israel. And in the midst of them stood Jaazaniah, the son of Shaphan, with every man his censer in his hand, and a thick cloud of incense went up. And they said, and said he unto me, Son of man, hast thou seen what the ancients of the house of Israel do in the dark? Every man in the chamber of his imaginary, for they say, the Lord seeth us not. See, that's kind of belief we got. We think that God don't see us. We believe that, we can get away with something because everybody around us believe the same thing we believe. So we feel like, God ain't saying this. So we do things that we ain't got no business doing. All right. The Lord sees us not. The Lord has forsaken the earth. Verse 13. He said also unto me, turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abomination. that they do. Then he brought me to the door of the gate of the Lord's house, which was toward the north, and behold, there sat women weeping for Tammuz. There sat women weeping for Tammuz. In case you don't realize already, Tammuz would be that'd be considered Nimrod who Nimrod pretty much was rebirthed as. Okay, that pretty much goes into Tammuz. Pretty much goes into basically the son of Zeus in a lot of ways. That kind of goes into that, the son of Zeus. In other words, that also goes into who they consider Jesus to be. All right. That's our women weeping for Tammuz, weeping for the demon gods, weeping for gods of other nations, weeping for abominable gods who our enemies follow that we ain't got no business following. Our people weeping for other gods. Verse 15. Then said he unto me, hast thou seen this, O son of man? Turn yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations than these. And he brought me into the inner court of the Lord's house, and behold, at the door of the temple of the Lord, between a porch and an altar, were about 25 men, with their backs toward the temple of the Lord, and their faces toward the east. And they worship the sun toward the east. The sun rises in the east. As the sun rising up, our people in there worshiping the sun. Who goes to church on Sunday? See, Sunday is a day that is set apart. In case people out there don't understand, Sunday is a day that people supposed to worship the sun. It's called it Sunday. The reason why all these Christian churches go to their demonic house of worship on Sunday. That's the day of the sun worship, worshiping not the son of the Most High, the sun, the S-U-N, sun, the sun that heats the earth and brings light rays and heat to the earth. Our people were worshiping the sun. These are visions. And these same visions is what's going on right now. All right? Our people go on to worship the sun and don't even realize. Our people go and worship Tammuz and don't even realize. Verse 17. Then he said unto me, hast thou seen this, O son of man? Is it a light thing to the house of Judah that they commit the abominations which they commit here? For they have filled the land with violence. With violence. They have filled the land with violence. That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with black on black crime. We're dealing with our people victimizing one another. These people who do these things, they fill out the land with violence. That's who we're dealing with out here every day. Let me continue on right here. And have returned to provoke me to anger. These same people who out here worshiping these demon gods and putting violence upon the other brothers and sisters are provoking the Most High to anger. And lo, they put the branch to their nose. Therefore, I will also deal in fury. Mine eye shall not spare. Neither will I have pity. And though they cry in mine ears with a loud voice, yet will I not hear them. We talking about this crime. We talking about criminals. We talking about violence. We talking about what our people got to go through at the hands of our other people. This scripture right here is letting our people know when we follow our enemies, gods, they demon gods, when we worship and pray how they worship and pray, when we do things how they do it, we are violent towards one another. We victimize each other. We do things that we ain't got no business doing to each other. We hurt each other instead of helping each other. We do everything that we can do to a person. We do that to each other. So that's just setting the stage so our people out there can understand where all this crime and stuff is coming from, that we suffer from at the hands of each other. Where that's coming from. That's where it's coming from. I'm gonna go a little further and show y'all something else. I'm gonna show you something. We're gonna go to the book of Judges, chapter 10, verse 6 through 7. Somebody grab that up for me. The book of Judges, chapter 10, verse 6 and 7.
The book of Judges, chapter 10, verse 6 through 7. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord, and served Balaam and Ashtaroth, and the gods of Syria, and the gods of Zidon, and the gods of Moab, and the gods of the children of Ammon, and the gods of the Philistines, and forsook the Lord, and served not him. And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, and he sold them into the hands of the Philistines, and into the hands of the children of Ammon.
You see that? I hope y'all seeing this and understanding what this is all about. I'm gonna break it down for y'all. When our people do like we doing now, like in the scriptures at this time right here, when our people refuse to serve the Most High and find an excuse to serve our enemies' God, our people get put back into slavery. Our people go right back into bondage. If you're already in bondage, we stay there that much. We stay there a little bit longer. If you're already in bondage. All right? When our people don't do what God say do and go following after demon gods, our enemies' gods, our people have to stay in slavery or go back into slavery again. We keep going back into slavery. From captivity after captivity after captivity, because we want to continue to find a reason or an excuse to serve our enemies' gods. And that was keeping us in captivity, in slavery. And I know a lot of people out there probably don't understand how we in slavery. We're gonna clear that up. All right, but understand, when you're not in your own land, when your enemies are ruling over you, you can't make no decisions for yourself. You got to check with somebody else other than your people to do anything. Then you are not free. You are in bondage.
Right.
Only somebody who in bondage would be subject to their enemies and can't make no decisions for themselves. Only have to be, everything you do got to be approved by your enemies. And you are not free. You are not free when your enemies got to approve of whatever it is you do before you can do it. And I know y'all probably got some of y'all out there who on the fence trying to decide whether or not y'all gonna follow these scriptures or not. I know y'all out there don't believe, don't understand. You can't make your mind up. If If you got to wait on somebody else to prove something you do, if you can't go to your own people for them to make a legal decision on what you're doing, when we don't make the law, then you just got used to being in slavery. You just got used to being in bondage. You're not a man yet. You haven't even reached full maturity yet. When you reach full maturity, then you'll be able to say, yeah, my people make these decisions, or I make these decisions, or we in rulership. Then you'll start thinking a different kind of way. You might even grow another inch or two. You might even get taller than what you is for all you know. You don't even know, because ain't none of y'all reached full maturity yet. So don't be liking this captivity. Yes, sir, brother.
Con, I just want to make a statement. You know, that's the thing with Israel, man. Israel had took on that carnal spirit as our enemy has. You know, that same carnal spirit of just being docile to really what's going on because they're so used to captivity. And it stems all the way from the Christian church. You know, that all stems back from the leaders that's supposed to teach our people right from wrong. And if I could bring out this precept right quick, King, you know, this Ezekiel chapter 22, verse 26. Her priests have done violence to my law and have profaned my holy things. And that comes from the pastors, you know. They have taught violence to our people, man. They have taught our people to go against God's laws. In fact, the Christian church said you don't have to keep the laws of God. You know, they are so against it. You know, let me finish it off. It says, her priests have done violence to my law and have profaned my holy things. They have made no distinction between the holy and the common. Neither have they taught the difference between the unclean and the clean. And they have disregarded my Sabbaths, so that I am profane among them. So they have been violent towards the Lord. You know, being violent towards the Lord is their way of teaching our people to go elsewhere, not teaching our people to do thus said the Lord. You know, do whatever the heathens do. And that would cause us to get in these situations, you know, in this captivity, you know. So, yeah, you know, it all stems back from the pastors, the leadership of our communities that's misleading our people, you know. But you got it.
Yes, sir. See, this thing runs deep. You know, we at war. And when you go to war with somebody, you come at them from all angles. You don't just come at them from the front. You come at them from the side. You come at them from over the top. You come at them from on the bottom. You come at them from the rear. You come at them through what they can see. You come at them through what they can hear. You come at them through what they can smell. You come at them through what they can taste. You come at them through what they can think. That's the kind of war, that's the kind of attack we've been under. Our people so doggone one-dimensional, we thinking we just under attack physically all the time from one direction. Y'all got to understand that we've been at war for a long time, whether you realize it or not. And if you don't realize it, we're going to help you to see it. And you might not like it, but that's just too damn bad. Because it's time to see things for what they really are. Now, let's move on a little bit further. Now, we understand that our people are sold back into the hands of our enemies for being disobedient to the Most High. We get sold back into the hand of our enemies. Don't forget that out there. All y'all people out there on the fence who don't know whether or not you want to be Israelites or not, y'all don't forget this. Whenever our people want to be disobedient to keeping God's commandments and following after our enemies' demon gods, we get sold back into slavery. Every time. All right, keep that in mind out there. All y'all babies out there, all the babies who trying to wake up. We giving you some milk, but sometimes we're gonna have to give you a little bit of solid food sometime. With that milk, we're gonna smush it up for you though. We're gonna help you to swallow it. We're gonna be some good big brothers. We're gonna help you. All right. Now, let's have a look. After having made that point, let's have a look in the book. Let's go to the book of First Chronicles this time. Book of First Chronicles, chapter 5. The book of First Chronicles, chapter 5, verse 25. We're going to do 25 and 26.
On the book of First Chronicles, chapter 5, verse 25. And they transgressed against the God of their fathers, and went a whoring after the other gods of the people of the land, whom God destroyed before them.
You see that? The book of First Chronicles, chapter 5, verse 25. When we gonna get our act together? When are we gonna get our act together? That's the question. The question is right now. We're gonna get our act together right now.
Right.
And then, like I said, in verse 26, the Most High stirred up the spirit in a lot of our enemies, and we was in verse 25. Excuse me, in verse 25, the Most High stirred up our enemies, and our enemies did a number on us. I'm gonna read that out. And the God of Israel stirred up the spirit of Pul, king of Assyria, and the spirit of Tilgath-Pilneser, king of Assyria, and he carried us away, even the Reubenites and the Gadites and the half tribe of Manasseh, and brought them into Halah and Habar and Harah, and to the river Gozan unto this day. Y'all brother can hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm having technical difficulties again. Hopefully this thing will clear up. But here's what's going on again. As we can see, when we don't want to act right, we go back into slavery. This is the ongoing thing. This is an ongoing thing. It's repetitive. It keeps going on. It keeps happening. This is not a one-time thing where we can't see this and understand what's going on. Whenever something happens, just keep having it repetitively, then we're supposed to be able to see that and understand that there's a pattern here that we don't need to ignore. And the reason I'm going into this is for a particular reason. Whenever we go whoring after other gods, we get carried away into slavery. So all y'all people out there who don't want to serve the Most High, you're being a whore after other gods. You go a whoring. That's all y'all been doing. It's whoring. And whenever you be whoring, you get dealt with. Now we're going to go to the book of Judges, chapter 13. The book of Judges, chapter 10. The book of Judges, chapter 10, verse 13 to 14.
Book of Judges, chapter 10 and verse 13. Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods, wherefore I will deliver you no more. Verse 14. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation.
Now that's what we're looking at now. That's what we're looking at now. We want to follow after all these strange idols, all these strange idol gods, and we thinking that's the Most High. We thinking that's what we supposed to be doing. And then when things go to happen, our people go to hollering for these demon gods to jump up and do something for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's reason why, and that's the reason why. One of the reasons why, ever since 1970, it's been 7 times more prisoners in the unhealthy sick ass. 7 times more prisoners since 1970, because our people go crying after some idol gods. Crying after idol gods ain't helping nothing. It's only making the situation worse. 7 times more prisoners than in 70. Can you imagine that? Just try to imagine what the place would be like if there was 7 times less prisoners. How often do we be out there on the streets and a brother walk up to us and he tell us that he just got out of prison, just did 20 years? How often do a brother walk up to us and say he just got out of prison, just did 30 years? No matter where we go, there's always a brother somewhere who's gonna tell us that he just got out of prison. Whether if he's working with a program to help recently freed inmates to get reacclimated to the outside world, or something going on, that he always a brother. And we didn't even met a sister say she just got out of prison. How often do we have to come across a brother or a sister that's talking about how they just got out of prison, how they just did 20 plus years? There are 7 times more prisoners in the unhealthy sick ass than it was in 1970. It's out of the order. It would be out of the ordinary to meet a bunch of brothers. Ain't none of them just and nobody just did 20 years. That'd be out of the ordinary. Is it?
If I could make a statement too, another
Yes,
statement,
sir.
Elder. We had a situation where you had two sisters that got killed, here in our city, and you talking about 2 young sisters. I think one was 16, and I think the other one was 17 or 15, one of them. Anyway, the one girl was shot, the other girl was killed. And that lets you know, and these young girls, they supposed to be at home. But they was both shot and killed in 2 o'clock in the morning. And this unhealthy place have created an environment, that allow our sisters and to pull our people into madness and chaos, where they killing one another, and our leaders from the Christian church, they see these things happen, but they never speak about it. But then the mothers too, the mothers and fathers, mainly the mother, because there's a lot of single parent homes that's ruled by women, they see it and they don't say nothing about it. Now you got 2 young sisters that's been stricken by violence, and one that's gone. So this unhealthy place called America, this sick place, this place have led our people way off from the Most High, way off from helping and showing love to one another. And like the book of Leviticus 19 says, thou shalt love thy brother. And that go for you sisters too, But in this unhealthy place, we don't get that. We get chaos. A bunch of lunatics running around. And that's all this place create is lunatics, man. I want to bring that out.
Yes, sir. Now, what them little children doing? Got being out of the streets at 2 a.m. You see, where their parents was at? What was their family at? What was their support system at? Where did they get the idea that it was okay for, especially for girls, to be out anywhere at 2 a.m. by themselves? By themselves.
Brother, it ain't safe for a grown woman to be out at 2 a.m. by
Sure ain't. It sure ain't, brother. You telling that's exactly right. You telling the truth. And if our brothers and sisters don't know that by now, then they got something wrong with them. And we already know that they got something wrong with them. So we go on into what these churches have done to our people. What about what these churches have done to our people? And we know these churches have done this to our people because, brother, I can't really, like I said, I'm having a little bit of difficulty right now. But if you could pull up the bar graph or whatever that's showing that black men are less religious than black women. It's a bar graph. It's talking about black men are less religious than black women, but more religious than white men and women. Do you have that, brother?
Yeah, he look like he pulled it up right now.
Okay.
It's on the screen now.
Okay. Because I'm unable to, like I said, I'm having a little technical problems, but we're going to press forward with this thing. Now, brother, if you can scroll down to where you can see where it's saying that, it says that, I don't know if you can see it or not, that the print was kind of small, but if you're unable to read it, I'm gonna read it out. It says that, black according to race, all right, black men, in contrast to black women, all right, says that the little survey was saying that black men say that religion is like the percentage is 69%. And this is a 2018 survey, by the way. I couldn't find a more recent survey, but 2018 was just yesterday. It was not a long time ago. 2018 was just yesterday. So 2018 survey is saying that 69% of black men says that religion is very important, and it says that 80% of black women say that religion is very important. So that's like 11% more women, 69% all the way up to 80%. That's an 11% jump. So the sisters believe that religion is very important. All right. According to the same survey, 40% of black men attend weekly church service, and 52% of the sisters attend weekly church service. That's an 8% jump. Now it goes on to praying. 65% of black men, according to the survey, pray every day. In contrast, you got 79% of black women pray every day. That's a pretty good jump right there. From 65% to 79%, that's a pretty good jump. And then we're gonna look at this other, this last statistic right here, the last survey. We got a survey saying that according to the gender, 78% of the brothers absolutely believe in God, and 86% of the sisters absolutely believe in God. And we understand that when we talk about attend weekly church, that's the Christian church. When we look at the pray daily, that's praying to the white demonic image that they put out there as being God. That's who they praying to, the white demonic image. So that's who our people are praying to in their mind. 79% of the sisters praying to that demonic image in their mind. 52% of the sisters go to these demonic churches. 86% of our sisters absolutely believe in that white demonic image or that white demonic falsehood. So why am I bringing this up? Who is leading our household? Who are leading the majority of our households? The majority of our households are single parent households with the sisters who believe in this demonic presence. This is who is raising our children up. The people who believe in this demonic presence for the most part are the sisters. The people who raising the children in single parent households, leading the household for the majority are the sisters. What's going to happen to those children that those sisters are rearing up in this evil demonic environment? What's going to happen to those sisters when they're not being raised up by a brother? Those children are going to be put in that system. What's the 13th Amendment? Can anybody pull the 13th Amendment up?
I try to put it up right fast.
Okay.
One second. All right, I'm gonna bring it out.
All right.
Okay, give me 1 second.
It's on the screen.
Okay, you got it. Okay, good. On February, the 13th Amendment to the United States Constitution provides that neither slavery nor involuntary servitude expect as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction.
So that said, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna recite it back for people out there who may not understand. The 13th Amendment states that slavery is still legal if you get convicted of a crime and go to prison. Then you are back in slavery. It's legal for our people to be put back in slavery if they are convicted of a crime. Majority of all of the households our people come out of are being led by people who believe in worshiping our enemies' gods. God has already told us when you worship your enemies' gods, you will go back into slavery. So our people who are being raised up in these households to worship our enemies' gods, they are the ones who are populating these prisons where slavery is still legal. So when we allow our children to be raised by people who worship, what was that, brother?
You got it, brother. Keep teaching.
Yes, sir. When we allow our children to be raised by people who worship our enemies' gods, our enemies' demon gods, we are allowing our children to be set up to go right back into a slave institution. This unhealthy, sick ass is enough of a slave institution, but they got another slave institution set up where our children are going to go straight into, because the scriptures, we had read 3 scriptures that pointed out that whenever we don't serve the Most High, whenever we serve our enemies' gods, whenever we do everything opposite of what God told us to do, we're going to have violence. We're going to be violent upon one another, and we're going to get put right back into slavery again, which is old prisons. The prison system, according to that 13th Amendment, you are back in slavery. You are back in slavery. So when you're setting your children, taking your children to these churches, you are grooming your children to be slaves again in prison, because that's what's going to lead them straight into prison. You're not helping your children. You're setting them up. It's a setup. You setting them up. You double cross your own children, or cross your own children, to send them right back into slavery again. That if you want to help your children, get them out of them damn churches and go get their daddy back, because he was smart enough to not be believing in all this Christianity stuff.
Let me bring out a precept, brother.
Yes, sir.
Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 1. Woe be unto the pastor that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastor, and saith the Lord.
That's right. These pastors, they are culpable in this crime. They are culpable in this crime. They play a major role in destroying our families, and they will be destroyed if they don't fall on their face in front of their congregation and admit that they have destroyed our people, helped to destroy our people. They need to fall on their face in front of the congregation, throw themselves down to the mercy of the congregation and beg for forgiveness. If y'all pastors out there ain't doing that, then woe unto you, meaning you will be destroyed.
Right.
Because you have destroyed countless generations of our people. You're worse than a pimp. You're worse than a pimp that'll pimp little children, that'll pimp your own nieces and little cousins, and you're worse than a pimp that'll pimp your own little sister.
Hey, brother, and the reason is being that the pastor refused to call out the wrongdoings of our people. And our people that's in the church realize that they in the wrong, and they realize that the pastor is not going to point out their wrongdoings, and that makes them more easy to keep pushing money into the church. And as long as they pushing money into the church, the pastor is going to keep his lips zipped, because, like she said, the love of money is the root of all evil.
That's right.
So that's why the pastor, long as the sinner is putting money into the church, he's not going to call out that person's sin. He's not going to call them out and say, these women need to put on the dress. He's not going to call them out and say, I no longer need homosexuals in the choir, need to change your life. He's going to tell them to come on, continue doing what you're doing, long as you contributing to the pot.
Right.
The money pot.
Is it?
As long as they're doing it, the pastor is fine with it. That's why it says, woe be unto the pastor that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastor, said the Lord. Because even though you're not doing what you need to be doing, the Lord still consider you sheep, would need to be led the right way. And you're supposed to be led the right way through the pastor. And it said, that the pastor destroy and scatter the sheep. So the Lord put the pastor at a higher standard. That's why he said, woe to the pastor. He's not saying woe to the person that's sinning. He's saying woe to the pastor because the pastor know better.
Right, he should know better.
Right. And if you know better, that's why he's saying woe to you.
That's right.
Woe to the one who's supposed to be teaching and ordaining the congregation. If you're supposed to be leading your congregation the right way and you purposely not leading them for greed, money, that's why the Lord said, woe unto the pastor, destruction.
Right. Because they're supposed to be feeding the sheep.
Right.
Feeding the sheep. That's a big, heavy responsibility to just play with. You're supposed to be feeding the sheep. Not trying to eat and leech off the sheep. Not using the sheep as some type of
financial force.
Using the sheep as some type of spiritual slave labor. You know, for to feed the sheep. Feed the sheep. If you're not gonna feed them sheep, get out the way. Don't even jump over in their position. You just go get yourself in a lot of trouble. A whole lot of trouble. I mean, a lot of trouble. That day coming for you. Best thing y'all pastors can do is correct yourselves and get on the right track and lead your congregation right. If you're not gonna do that, you are in a lot of trouble. A whole lot of trouble. You need to repent now while you got a chance. The clock is running out on y'all disgusting pastors.
Mind if I get a precept, King?
No, sir, I don't mind at all.
All right, all praise. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 22 and verse 26. Her priests have violated my law and have profaned my holy things. They have put no difference between the holy and profane. Neither have they showed difference between the unclean and the clean, and have hid their eyes from my Sabbath. And I am profane among them. So the Lord is saying that they have not put a difference between the clean and unclean things, man. Our people don't know right from wrong now, right? They think right from wrong is what Esau tell them, but really it's supposed to be thus said the Lord, you know, but they're not giving them that. They're just telling them to believe in white Jesus, right? And everything is going to be okay. Just pray about it. You don't have to do anything and everything gonna be okay. Well, where is that in the Bible? You don't find those things in the Bible. The Lord said, keep my commandments and live, you know, and my law is the apple of thine eye. So we have to believe and keep the commandments, right? There's no, that is the difference. You know, we got to put the difference between clean and unclean. One more verse, verse 27. Here's the point. Her princes are in the midst thereof, are like wolves ravening the prey, to shed blood and to destroy souls, to get dishonest gain. So, hey, these priests, man, hey, they out here to shed blood, right? You look at all these brothers that's dying on the corner, shooting each other, man. Hey, when have they heard in church that, hey, it's an abomination to kill your brother, man? That you really supposed to be put to death according to the scriptures, right? But that you destroy your nation when you kill your brother. How many pastors are speaking against these damn rappers, man, that talk about murdering their own people, man? They inviting them to the church, you know, people giving them a round of applause, being looked at and held on a pedestal, you know. So these pastors, man, they not really about this thing, man. Hey, the real prophets, they stood up against these things. They prophesied against they prophesied of war, destruction, chaos. They didn't prophesy of peace, right, and safety.
Right.
One more little point. It says, and to destroy souls. So they destroy our souls, and they to get dishonest gain, you know, and that's what they do: get dishonest gain, destroy souls, and cause blood in our streets, man. But you got it, King.
Yes, sir. Yeah, they want to bring the rappers in there, man, so I guess the preachers still trying to be cool. The preachers want some street cred. They want to be featured in a rap video. You know, they want something. I guess they think the folks gonna make a rap song about them. Then I guess the preacher can get more women that way. You know, I don't know what they're thinking about. So I guess it's okay for their members to try to emulate and be just like them rappers then. When the rappers go to talking about all kind of crime, I guess it's okay for the members to act just like that then. I guess if the members go to acting just like that, then I guess the preacher, he can't say nothing, huh? He really can't say nothing because he had that rapper down there who made them rap songs, and he ain't try to give that brother no reproof. He ain't try to correct that brother not one time. So when the members start acting like them rappers, then what the preacher gonna say then? Is he gonna pretend like he don't understand what's going on? See, he part of the problem. So many of our people are part of the problem that we face. So many of our people, if y'all not keeping these commandments and doing what the Most High say do, you one of those people who part of the problem. You ain't trying to be obedient in no kind of way, no shape, form, or fashion, no way, shape, form, in no aspects, and you are part of the problem. They go for those crazy preachers, and they go for the rest of y'all out there on these streets who ain't trying to do nothing but have a good time and shake your butt. Y'all part of the problem. Now remember that. You ain't got to pull it back up, brother. But that bar graph that showed that the sisters are more religious, and this is the Christianity people. The sisters are more religious in the serving white Satan than the brothers are. But the brothers are more believing in that white Satan than the white folks are. The white folks don't even believe in that white Satan stuff because they too busy praying to some man with goat horns than to try to pray to whoever else. They too busy worshiping whoever they call Satan. They too busy doing that on purpose. To where they don't even believe in all that stuff. They love where they're praying to Satan somewhere. So if they ain't even go believe it, what y'all believing it for? White folks don't even believe that crap. Them ain't never hardcore Satanists. You gotta have horns on his head for them to want to pray to it for real. Now, let me show y'all something else. Now, according to a statistic, the unhealthy sick ass is 75, almost 76% white, and only 13, a little over 13.5% black. Just 13.5% so-called black. But getting close to not quite 80%, but way up the percentage-wise of white people, Edomites. That's a big disparity there. Why then are the prisons, why is there so much high crime rate in our communities? What's going on here? It's like majority of all your prostitutes are black. Out of the whole United States, majority of all prostitute arrests are black women. Almost half, not quite half, but you're getting closer, maybe a third away from all of the aggravated assaults of black folks. About almost half, well, really over half of all your robberies are committed by so-called black folks. Over half. And I mean, why is our crime rate? We know why we going into why, but we're going into these numbers right now to show everybody for such a small portion of the population, as they say, they maybe they lying about the 75.8% of the population is white. Maybe they lying about that. They lie about everything else. Maybe they lying about that too, because majority of these here crimes or these arrests happen to our people. I know we being profiled. I know that's happening. But the numbers is not really correlating with our population. It's something going on, isn't it, brothers and sisters out there watching? There's something going on in it.
Oh.
These curses is what's going on. That's what's going on. We over here being oppressed. We over here being profiled. We over here being put in a position or condition or set of circumstances that'll lead us to be criminals. I wonder what that thing is that's causing our people to be criminals, brothers and sisters out there watching out there who don't understand this truth, who act like you don't understand this truth. I wonder what's going on to where these numbers is so high. I wonder what that thing is. Can y'all figure it out? It might have something to do with we not keeping the commandments. It might have something to do with these curses. In fact, I know I know that's what it is. And you gonna know too.
Okay.
Now, I was doing a little reading about this thing, and it was saying that the majority of the people or the majority of the violent crimes are committed by Protestants. As a matter of fact, 50 times more violent crimes, 50 times more violent. That's 5,000% more. 5,000% more of your violent crimes are committed by Protestants. I know y'all out there watching, folks out there sitting on the fence, y'all probably saying, well, you ain't no Protestant, you a Christian. Well, guess what? Where you think the Protestants are? The Protestant ain't nothing but a Catholic who was going against exactly how the Catholics were doing stuff. Your Catholics and the Protestants are your Catholics. Here's a list of your Protestants. The Protestants are the AME, African Methodist Episcopal Church. And you remember that? Then you're a Protestant. The Amish Church, it's Protestant. The Baptist Church, Protestants. The Catholic Church, those are the Christian Church is the Protestants. These are all the churches who didn't exactly like how the Catholic Church was doing things, but they still are Catholics. They're just a Catholic who don't operate exactly how the regular other Catholics operate. You're Protestants. The Church of Christ, Protestants. Jehovah's Witnesses, y'all are Protestants. The Latter-day Saints, y'all are Protestants. The Methodists, y'all are Protestants. The Quakers, y'all Protestants. Seventh-day Adventists, y'all Protestants. Shakers, Protestants. Unitarianism, Protestants. Presbyterians, Protestants. All y'all are Protestants. And y'all are 50 times more violent. 50 times more violent, or 5,000% more violent than anybody in the United States. Our people ain't got no business joining in with our enemies' religions because y'all is out there being violent and committing crimes and victimizing each other, victimizing us. Israelites who want to continue, who want to be blacks, y'all Israelites. Y'all are Protestants And y'all are victimizing your peoples because you want to worship your enemy's demons.
Mhm.
Damn Protestants. You don't even know you're a Protestant. You ain't nothing but a Catholic. You ain't that's a devil worshiper. What y'all got to say about that out there?
God.
Been going to
Hey,
church for 55 years and don't know nothing about nothing. What you got, brother?
Con. I just want to bring out this precept real quick because
Yes,
that's
sir.
heavy. That's a heavy point you brought out because a lot of these Christians don't understand how they've been used by the Protestant church. They thinking that, you know, guys, I grew up in the Holiness church, and the Holiness used to say, well, we're different from the Baptists, and the Baptists used to say we different from the Holiness. But no, y'all just the same. All of you Christians, all of you. So let me read this right quick. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, and verse 22. For my people is foolish; they have not known me. So you know, our people calling themselves Christians or whatever. The Lord said that you're foolish. You know, you have not known him. You know, so a lot of our people is running to these different churches and different religion and Christianity. They're foolish. For my people is foolish; they have not known me. They are sottish children. They stupid children. You know, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. So they have no knowledge in these organizations or in these organized religions, you know, that's led by the Protestant church, you know,
Yes, sir.
and that's led by, you know, Christianity. Come on. And let me bring out one more verse. Verse 23. I beheld the earth. The earth is talking about Israel. And lo, it was without form and void. Our people is without form. Our neighborhoods is without form and it's void. It's void. Look at our situation. Look at our communities. Void. You know, all that we have in there is liquor stores and gun stores. You know,
Yep.
you know, and trap houses on every corner. And the biggest trap house and crap house is the Christian church. You know,
That's right.
That's
it,
right.
okay.
And our sisters thinking they doing such a good thing by dragging our children, dragging our little brothers and sisters off into them places. Y'all think y'all doing such a good thing. I remember when I was growing up and whatnot, Easter had rolled around, and I was looking out the window watching all the people walk down to the church. And everybody had on their colorful outfits. They had on their pastel color suits, and they had on their aqua color, you know, clothes and everything. All that them soft colors, look like Easter eggs. That's how they was dressed up like some demonic Easter eggs. Everybody was walking past, and I was just watching, you know, sitting there looking, wasn't really thinking about nothing in particular. All I was really thinking about was, I'm not going, you know, I'm not gonna go down to that church. That's what I was thinking. But I wasn't thinking anything, you know, really nothing more than that. Then I started seeing, guess what I started seeing then? I started seeing all the dudes in the neighborhood who raise all kind of hell all the time. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I know they not going to the church. I know they not going. What they doing going? I couldn't believe it. These the worst ones who raise all the hell, who start all the trouble, who tell all the lies, who start all the fights, who steal everything that ain't nailed down, who do everything to everybody all the time. That's how they live their life. And they was going. And I thought that was just a one-time fluke, one-time thing. And I continued to sit there and watch. And I started seeing more and more of them same jokers. I like, wait a minute now. What's happening here? What they doing? I wasn't thinking they finna go down to that church and get straightened out. I was thinking they finna go down to that church, ain't got no real business being there. But now I understand what was going on. They was going down to that church to get what you call possessed by them demons that lived in them, that acted out in them throughout the rest of the year. They going down there to get a new refill on demons so that they can terrorize the community for the rest of the year. That's what they was doing. So I didn't realize that exactly what was happening at that time. But the most evilest, wickedest, most just roguish people ever come out of them damn churches. The most wickedest, evilest, roguishest people come out of them churches. They go up in them churches, get possessed, and come up out of them churches and raise hell and wreak havoc on the black community, so-called black community. That's what's going on. That was going on then. I was amazed at all of them jokers going. And they just didn't, it wasn't no spur of the moment thing either. They had planned on that. That's what's going on in our community. These sisters out here raising these children, thinking they're raising these children right. Y'all is raising criminals. Y'all raising people who finna go into slavery, who gonna stay in slavery. You're setting your children up to go straight into slavery, into the institution, into them jail cells, in them prison cells. But that 13th Amendment is waiting on them. You're sending your children down there to get infected with all kind of demons, to possess them, and they go come right back out in the community and terrorize the community with a smile on their face, because they are demons inside of them. And y'all help to put it there. Y'all help to put them there by sending them down in them damn wicked, evil ass places where they're not teaching no commandments, and they're teaching our people you can do any and everything, and you under grace. So if you haven't figured it out yet, y'all out there are part of the problem. All y'all out there sitting on the fence, or all y'all out there denying that we the Israelites, y'all part of the problem. All of this stuff here is caused by y'all. But y'all not want to keep no commandments, and y'all raise y'all children not to keep no commandments. Raising your children to say we black African American. Salute the flag. Proud to be American. Eat your doggone Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving dinner. Y'all the problem. Understand you are the problem. Fix yourself. Fix yourself so your prayers can start being heard and you can start praying for your wicked children. Now, what I would like to say, I'd like to go a little further.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
I want to bring out a precept right quick.
Yes, I'm glad you are. Yes, sir.
Con. And this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 22, verse 29. And this is read from the NLT. It says, the people of the land have practiced extortion and committed robbery. They have oppressed the poor and needy and have extorted from the sojourner without justice. So the people of the land, which is most of our people that's in our neighborhoods, in our communities, they have practiced extortion. You know what I'm saying? You got brothers that, hey, come in to, have you borrow money? Come in and say, hey, look, the dope dealer, he trade money with somebody else. And then they charge you interest. If you don't pay it back, he want to go blow your brains out, because he's the only one in the business. He's the only one in the neighborhood that has the business. It says, have committed robbery. Then you have our people robbing one another, like you was explaining. They have oppressed the poor and needy, and have extorted from sojourner without justice. So, the Christian churches have led our people to be criminals. You know,
Yeah.
they oppress our people. They have oppressed our communities day in and day out. You know, and you know, I remember coming up. It used to be a time when brothers used to help the elderly cross the street. You know, used to stop the car. You know, saying on the, you know, coming in traffic, hey, let the sister walk through. You know, but now you got people about to run over people, man. I was just seeing today, sister that worked for one of the hospitals downtown. You know, the brother flying down the road. They had the nerve to honk the horn at the sister. He honked the horn at Edomite, but he honked the horn at the sister as she walking down the road. I'm like, bro, where the courtesy at? You know, where the love at? Where's the mercy? You know, but we don't have that in our communities, in our nation. We don't have that. You know, just want to bring that up.
Ain't no love and ain't no courtesy worshiping your enemies, demon gods. Ain't no love and ain't no courtesy there. Get back to the truth of these scriptures, come back to your identities, keep the commandments of the Most High. You'll be courteous to your people. That's when you'll start seeing our nation of people come back to our senses and start treating each other the way we commanded to treat each other. But we're not gonna treat each other the way we commanded to treat each other, not keeping God's commandments. Listen to what Esau, how he preached about. Listen to how Esau preached about me. And if you go to a black church, you listen to how Esau preached the Bible, because whoever that is up in that Christian church, he go preach that Bible how Esau says he should preach that Bible. So you still listen to how Esau preached the Bible. Get up out that damn Christian church and you can hear how the Bible really supposed to be preached. Now, and stop sending your children to prison. According to this other statistic, one out of three of our people, one out of three of the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, 1 out of 3 black, so-called black boys is chances are they're going to prison. 1 out of 3 being raised up in these households with their mama dragging them to church, to Christian church. 1 out of 3 is going to be sending your children to prison. 1 out of 3. 1 out of 6 so-called Latinos going to prison. And guess who? Check this out. 1 out of 17 so-called white boys will be going to prison. 1 out of 17. 1 out of 17.
Wow.
I'm gonna let this sink in for a second. 1 out of 3 of our children. Then 1 out of 17 of your oppressors. They going. Get your people, get the children out them damn churches, okay? Teach them the real word of the Most High. Do that. The prisons in Alabama is an industry based off of slavery. The prisons in Alabama is a slave industry. We already went over our overall population is very, very low. I ain't gonna say it's not nothing, but it's our overall percentages is not in the 80 and 90%. Our overall percentage in this unhealthy sick ass is very low. Why is it that in the state of Alabama, where that at? In the state of Alabama, it says that 13,088 brothers is in prison in Alabama. 13,000. Over 13,000 of our brothers in prison. Why is it just over 10,000 Edomites in prison in Alabama? just over 10,000 Edomite, but there's 13,000 brothers in there. And we just a small, our population is, we ain't the majority of the population in the state of Alabama. But we the majority of the population in the prison. Could it be because we're not keeping the commandments of the Most High? Could that be the reason why? Yes, it could. That is the reason why. That is the reason why. That's what we're talking about. That's what we pointing out to our people. You ain't gonna solve nothing if you ain't keeping these commandments. The only thing you gonna do is what you've been continue to have done all these years, is send our children to prison, cause our children, and they got this system set up to where the stuff that our children do is criminal. It's criminalized. It's gonna be criminalized to where we fall right into their trap, to where they could put them right back in prison, say, hey, you committed this crime. You're supposed to go to prison. Look what you did. You know? So it's a trap. It's a trap laid for our people, and we just keep falling into that same old trap to get our people to do things that they waiting to lock us up. They patrolling our communities. They profiling. Even if you ain't do nothing, they still go make you prove you ain't do nothing. You is guilty until proven innocent. They go profile you and hope they go pull you over, and they go hope that they could find something that they could justify pulling you over for. They ain't gotta have no reason to pull you over, but they go pull you over and then hope that they could find something to lock you up for. They'll look for something to lock you up for. We did we was talking about it a few months ago, maybe a year ago. They were saying some police department was telling their officers, if you find a brother with a clean record, pull him over. Don't pull somebody over who got a dirty record, because you're wasting your time. Get somebody with a clean record so we can get him in the system. Find something to arrest him for. I don't know if y'all brothers remember that or not, but that's what's going on.
That was down there in Mobile, I believe.
In Mobile, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Dothan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Dothan. It was saying if you find a brother with something on his record, let him go. You're wasting your time. Get somebody who clean, who ain't got nothing on his record. Get him in the system. Let's make all of them. Let's criminalize all of them. So they'll all be down. That's what this here unhealthy, sick ass is doing for our people. Why are we still rushing, flooding their churches, praying to their demon gods for help? What the scripture said? What did it say? Go back to Judges chapter 10, verse 13.
The book of Judges, chapter 10 and verse number 13. And it reads, yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods, wherefore I will deliver you no more.
Now hit 14 right quick.
Book of Judges, chapter 10 and verse 14. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation.
And as you can see, they ain't delivering nothing in the time of our tribulation. What you keep flocking up in there for? Because it's a brand new building? Because it got new carpet? Because it got fancy windows and a big fancy door? What you keep flocking up in there for? Them gods you up in there trying to serve is not going to deliver you in the time of your tribulation. There are 7 times more prisoners than there was in 1970. 7 times more. Shouldn't we have been delivered from the time from our tribulations since then? But no, they've been building more prisons. That's all they've been doing. They've been sending more and more of our people into slavery, into slave institution. That's all they've been doing. But yet and still, we keep flocking up into these damn stupid churches, praying to some demonic images.
Con. And I apologize, brother. I want to make one other statement. And when you think about that Esau is the majority in this population. I mean, he's the majority here in America. And how is it that we so-called black people, black men, but we're less populated than he is here, but we're the majority in the prison. And Esau, he's the one, and really in any city you go to, I don't care if it's a country hick town, it could be the back of the woods, it could be the major cities he reside in. No matter where he go, he make the most crime.
Yeah.
He does the most crime in any city. But if you notice, they'll put Jake face on the news, plaster us every day and all night, like the scriptures say, accusing our brethren before the Father. He'll put us right on TV as the victim. As the suspect.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another heavy point the brother bringing out right here. The picture he's showing, the prison ministry. We have more prison ministries about Jake, because Jake, he's in the prison, man. He is majority of us. It's a trap. Hey, you know what? They call it school to prison pipeline. They need to call it the church to prison pipeline.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. A lot of us come out the church, go to prison, and then right when we go into prison, we go back to the church. And most likely when they come out the prison, they're gonna be still in them churches. And they end up probably going back. It's just a recycling thing of criminalizing us as a people. But it's just crazy to me that Esau is the majority here as men, and he does the most crimes. He does the most robbery. He has the most DUIs.
Yep.
He sells the most drugs. And like I said, it could be whatever hick town you want to name in any state. Esau does the crime, and he's not in the prison more than we are. That's a trap.
Right. That's true. That's the truth.
Right.
They got more. They commit more crimes. For one thing, is more of them to commit these crimes. Shouldn't that be represented in the jail? Shouldn't that be represented in the jail population too? Like, shouldn't it be? In other words, what I'm saying is, if it's 60% more, let's say 60 or 70% more of them than it is us, shouldn't it be 60 or 70% more of them in them prisons than us? Why those numbers don't correlate? Because we got to keep these commandments. Because we the children of Israel. That's why. We have to keep the commandments. We just can't go down. We just can't go run these dang on churches and think we're gonna sing our way into the kingdom. You ain't gonna sing your way into the kingdom. You have to keep the commandments and have the faith. Get out them choirs. Quit them choirs. Get out of there. Get out them dang on churches. You're not gonna sing your way into the kingdom. You got to get some commandments done. You ain't getting no commandments done, you wasting your time.
Right.
Now, anybody got anything they want to add to this? I'm gonna get ready to bring it on home.
Yeah, I got something real quick.
Yes, sir.
The book of Revelation, chapter 17 and verse 5. And upon her head was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. So, America is that mystery Babylon, man. Why is it a mystery? Because she tell you this is the land of the free, but you got the majority of so-called black people locked up. this is the land of the free, but you got things like the 13th Amendment. In God we trust, but then they have homosexuals in the choir, right?
Yeah.
Legalizing homosexuality throughout America. You know, this is mystery Babylon, man, right? Because this is a confusing land. The word Babel means confusion, you know. So, hey, the Lord is coming back to destroy this land of confusion, this great melting pot of nations, right? What the Lord created the nations to be separated, man. The Lord didn't tell them to all get together. When they all got together the first time in Babylon, the Lord came down and destroyed them, man, and scattered their language, right? But now they're trying to come back together and fight against God, you know. But ultimately, the Lord is going to destroy this mystery Babylon, like the brother bringing up. But you got it.
And then, then I was kind of looking into some, kind of doing a little reading on this topic and stuff. I want to find out what the different crime rates based on religion, like a breakdown of the different crime rate based off of religion. Guess what? They didn't want to answer that. It was hard to get an answer to that. What the different crime rates based off religion. And they didn't want to go into that. Hard to get an answer, hard to get a straight answer. You get a big runaround question, big runaround answer. I mean, they go all around the world trying to avoid answering that question. They give some long, drawn out, technical answer that's not answering nothing. But the second that I asked about the what are the different crime rates based off of race? Oh, here they come with all the straightforward answers. Black, 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 black. Oh, they'll tell you all about that. But they don't want to talk about based off religion who commit the most crime. They don't want to talk about that. See, you got to look hard to find out that it's the Christian, Protestant, Catholic. You got to look a little different. You got a harder search on your hand. But as soon as you want to know what race, the percentage of the arrest based off of population committing the most crime, here to kick them all the straightforward answers. Then all black, black. Oh yeah, black, black. And make sure you read that. So now I'm gonna end it with this right here. Let's go to the book of Judges. No, let's go to Ezekiel. No, excuse me. Let's go to the book of Judges. Let's go to the book of Judges, chapter 10, verse 16.
The book of Judges, chapter 10 and verse 16.
Hold on one second, brother. Wait. Hold on a second.
Come.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, continue on, brother.
This is the book of Judges, chapter 10 and verse 16. And they put away the strange gods from among them and served the Lord. And his soul was grieved for the misery of Israel.
That's right. So what that's going into is our people, our hard-headed, stiff-necked people. When our hard-headed, stiff-necked people want to come back to being obedient to the Most High got a soft spot for us in his heart. The Most High, he got a soft spot for us. And that's all he wants us to do. To come back and doing what he say do. And he'll remember us. See? But he gonna be hard on us as long as we act like we can't get the message. As long as we act like we can't understand, as long as we act like we can't comprehend, he will be hard on us. But the second we start getting ourselves in order, he got a soft spot. He love his people. He would rather not punish us. He would rather reward us. See, that's the message here. He would rather take us back and set us up and reward us and bless us. That's what he would prefer to do. Now we're going to look at Jeremiah chapter 18, verse 8. Look at Jeremiah chapter 18, verse 8.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 18, and verse number 8. Jeremiah chapter 18 and verse 8. If that nation against whom I have pronounced turn from their evil, I will repent of the evil that I thought to do unto them.
So, see, it's good news. It's going to be a happy ending. It ain't going to just be a terrible outcome all the way through and through. It's hope. We got hope. We got hope, y'all. Just do what God say do. Stop playing games with him, because you're not gonna be justified playing with him. He would rather be merciful to his children than to stomp us out. He would rather be merciful and pick us up and be gentle with us and be kind to us and bless us with abundance and give us this whole earth to rule over. He would much rather do that. So make it easy on them. Make it easy on yourself. Make it easy on yourself. Get the blessings that the Most High want to give to you. Forget about the blessings that your enemy is promising you. Look at what the blessings that God say he'll give you, and do what he say do. He your father. Do what he say do. He created all heaven and earth. He made you. Do what he say do. Don't do what your wicked, evil enemy who hates God, don't do what they say do. See, you got a chance. And hit it again for me, brother. Book of Jeremiah chapter 18, verse 8.
Book of Jeremiah chapter 18 and verse 8. If that nation,
meaning the house of Israel, meaning us,
against whom I have pronounced, turn from their evil, I will repent of the evil that I thought to do unto them.
See there? You got to recognize, y'all. Recognize out there. Nation of Israel out there in the street. Who want to pretend like you don't, who want to pretend like you ain't never, who ain't want to pretend like you ain't know, who want to pretend like you ain't been told. Recognize that you're doing evil. And recognize that the Most High, he will repent from dusting you off. He would much rather be gentle and kind to his children. But you got to be obedient first. Don't wait on him. He already did enough for you as it is. Just allowing you to live this long. Now it's your turn to do what you're supposed to be doing and take the lead and run with it. Take these scriptures as understanding and run with it. Because we're making it plain upon tables. So whoever reads this can run with it. And that's what we need to be doing. Come back to the truth of these scriptures and keep God's commandments and make the Most High happy. That's all I got today, brothers and sisters. I hope this lesson was edifying to everybody out there who listening and who will listen. I hope you got this understanding, it should be easy and plain. Even a child will understand. So now we got to do what we commanded to do. The time is drawing close. Time is getting short. The clock is ticking. And we don't need to be trying to wait to see what's going to happen next before we decide we go do what we commanded to do. Anybody else got anything they would like to bring out? If don't nobody have nothing, I'm gonna go ahead and say that's it for now. I'm happy to been able to come before y'all and do what I can to edify my brothers and sisters out there in the nation of Israel. And my name is Brother A.O.I.
Brother Ananias.
Brother Benaiah.
And Brother Yakub.
And we are A.O.I, the Awakening of Israel. And we hope and pray that y'all brothers and sisters was edified. And we're doing the best we can to bring this word to you, to wake you up. Now it's up to you, brothers and sisters of the nation of Israel. It's up to y'all now. Come on, get with us, join us, and do what we're supposed to be doing so we can get the kingdom together, brothers and sisters.
That's right.
That's right.
And I like to say, Kwam Yasharallah means rise, Israel. Kwam Yasharallah.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Shalom.
Wow.